So it was just streaming, and then all of a sudden lost connection, and everybody was hanging out, and I couldn't. So hopefully, all right, if people coming back to this, oh, get me out of here. And we're back. Duck, duck. So when you are a tech channel and you lose connection, it's a little embarrassing. However, I am not a PC, channel in terms of internet. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Jennifer, you just missed it. I had a live stream going with over 100 people in it, and I lost internet. Like it's 1990. Hi, Jason. Yeah, probably you never know, keeping up with the Joneses. I apologize, guys. Justin, what's up? Jennifer. So I'm live streaming. I'm having a couple cocktails, hanging out, and all of a sudden it's like, so here I am checking, my connection, doing all the typical stuff. And I realized like my whole family's watching their stuff. I'm like, why am I the one that loses connection? Hi, Jason. Hi, Joseph. What's up? Justin, what's going on? I thought I was done too, but I would never sign off. When I finish a live stream, I say goodbye to everybody like they're leaving the theater. Also, Jennifer Gala, please check out her channel. She has amazing content, amazing production. She's an artist. She makes films, music, but she helped me pick out a camera for the channel so I can get my camera game up a little bit. So we only have 16 of us in here. So be a little bit more intimate than the last one. So let's say hi to everybody. Brian T, what's up? Jason, what's up? Joseph, what's up? Dartman, what's going on? King Demon, hello. Yeah, so Biff, the guys aren't working on the basement right now, but somebody might have said, what? Pagonis is here. It's his birthday. Paolo, what is up, my friend? Yeah, Jennifer does amazing content. Hit her up, follow her back. But yeah, it's a little embarrassing when a tech channel loses internet like that. So that was crazy. So we're here, 19 of us. I feel like it's like back in the day when I would do a live stream and there was 5 people in here. But how we doing? What do you guys want to talk about as we're starting over? Rick, what's going on? I understand, Rick. Paolo, how's everything in your country, my friend? Are you guys opening up a little bit? TechMed, thank you so much. Dwayne, what's happening? Dwayne, I'm doing well. For those of you who have not seen Dwayne before, Dwayne's part of the family. He has got his certification to be a calibrator. So at some point, Dwayne and I are going to hook up. I'll have him on the channel, and we're going to talk about TVs. TechMed, how's it going? Thanks for following me over. I appreciate it. Sorry about the last live stream. Just King Demon, what's going on? IRL. So yeah, I have the after party after my own party. If it freezes up again, I'm just going to take this Surface Pro and throw out the window. Duck, how was the contrast on the NanoCell? I'm telling you, I was shocked at how beautiful it looked. I mean, I was really, really shocked. I thought it hung in there with the Q900A this year, which is their flagship. Oh, let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm caught up already. Justin, how's it going? I thought I was done too, my friend. They just shut it off on me. But how you guys doing? How's everybody? Jason, what's going on? Yeah, now we can do some real drinking. How are you? How you guys doing? Catch me up with everybody. Where is everybody from? TechMed, where are you from, my friend? And I hope wherever you're from, everything is going well where you are. Oh, my man, Dartman's got the day off. Terry, right? Terry? Dartman? Terry? Paolo. Yeah, Brian, slowly loosening up lockdowns. Hopefully it's all goes well and no lockdown once more. Just registered yesterday for my vaccine. Yeah, good. I had my first shot yesterday. So if I'm a little loopy, you know why. Jason, dude, I'm loving my setup. I have the A9G77 with 9.2.4 Yeah, I mean, Jason, if you feel it's better than the movie theater, then you've accomplished the home theater dream, because that's always what what all of us want, is to achieve that dream. So if you feel you have that, awesome. Biff from Kentucky. How are things in Kentucky? Brian is from Maryland. Duck Duck, Colorado. I missed Tech. The Tech responded to me. S in Germany. How are things in Germany, Tech Men? What time is it over there, too? I should know. I should ask Alexa. Shane, Brian, in your opinion, is bigger better for comparing 83 inch C1 versus? Yeah, I'll Shane, if I can, I'll go larger. Again, I'll always be a home theater guy at heart. So I would go with the larger C1 over. I'm going with a larger C1 probably. TechMed, do me a favor, just shoot in there how things are going in Germany, please. I would love to know. IRL, North Jersey. Joseph, how's it going? Yeah, try and get I think the U8G is going to be great. Jason is from Illinois. Kentucky's good. Excellent. North Jersey. Jason's in Illinois. Kentucky's fairly good. Dwayne, last class I have is in the fall. Now, Dwayne, what's the certification? What is that? What is that? What's the next level? What are the steps for certification? Awesome, TechMed. TechMed, how are things there though in Germany? How are things where you're located? Are things open? Are you? I know the UK is opening. How are you doing in Germany? Hope your Shark Gomp. Hope your day is going well. I'm also a YouTube contractor as well. Don't want to risk. Yeah, I understand that. Justin, Brian, in your opinion, is the A90J is the A90J the best OLED ever produced? I'm sure plenty of Panasonic fans would deny that claim. I've only spent time with the Panasonic that was at Value Electronics, which was that Hollywood grade monitor. I would personally say that it's the best OLED I've ever seen, to be honest. So, Hot Dude One from John from Sacramento. What's up, John? I know it's tough with you guys having these random names. Like Whisperstatus is not my name, clearly, but it's hard for me to say them. But if you when you comment on the videos, if you keep putting your name behind the comment, I'll eventually get to know your name. TechMed, we're slowly getting better here due to COVID as vaccination. Yeah, it's interesting how different regions and countries handled, especially if they're part of the EU, if they're separate, how they handled the vaccine. I know, we are in Connecticut. In the U.S., a lot of people are vaccinated. It's a hard choice that should be done by the individual. A lot of people that have health issues here are a little bit nervous about it. So I had gotten mine, and I'm fine. If I fall over or pass out or pull like an I Am Legend, I turn into a zombie vampire. It didn't do well. But right now, a little loopy, but that's because I'm having a couple cocktails with you guys. But thanks for letting me know how it is. Rick Shaheen is my Transformers buddy. Things are well for him. Excellent. Brian T, do you know when Value Electronics is getting the 83-inch C1? You're interested in this one? It should be in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And when that happens, we will put the C1 right up with the 83-inch A90J, as I'll be filming that next week. Duck, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Very, very nice of you. Very, very nice of you. Thank you so much. Jason, 75-inch X. Oh, that's a good question, actually. 75-inch X90J or 65-inch C1? I go 75-inch X90J. I mean, having big displays myself, it actually hurts me to go back down in size. So right now I'm using a 65-inch X90J or a 65 X90 and a 55-inch C1. I hate going back and forth. I will go as large as I possibly can. Yeah, Rick, I hear you. A lot here too, my friend. Kelly Winstead, what's up, Brian? How are you? I'm good, thank you. I just bought an LG GX55 for my bedroom from Best Buy. Open box certified, excellent, but no remote. In your opinion, was it worth it? I mean, the GX, you're really paying for, there's that also the antenna, ATSC antenna that comes on the GX. So that's worth it. And the design being flat against the wall is also, I think, worth it. If I were you, I would simply, Kelly, just call LG and they'll send you a remote. Just tell them that you purchased it, and typically they'll send you a remote. But I think it's a good price. The LGs are awesome. The GX is amazing. Demos, thank you. Yeah, we're back. Neil, even better than Panasonic OLED? I can only say yes because I haven't spent much time with Panasonic's highest end OLEDs. So, and here's why I'll say the A90J is better, is it's larger. Unfortunately, Panasonic kind of limits themselves with their sizes, and unfortunately, I have not had a chance to see them. Paolo, if it's not too much to ask, how does one feel after the vaccine? How do I look? Do I look okay? I actually totally paused and laughed. I'm fine. Most of the people I know have been fine. Some people have had flu-like symptoms. Depending, here we have Moderna, we have Pfizer, and J&J. I feel okay. I don't know anybody that's been hospitalized or anything from it. So check with your doctor to see if most people I think should be okay from it. I'm not a doctor, but I'm okay so far. If you don't hear from me, it didn't work out. But that's not nice. I shouldn't say that. But yeah, I'm fine. Chin Tupat, hi. Dwayne, I am level 1 and I'll get my level 2 and 3 in the next class. But as a tech evolves, I got you, Dwayne. Yeah, I got to get in front of those TVs, man. Jump at Value Electronics when you come to visit. The third contrast, hello from Australia. Hello from the US. Australia is where I want to live. So let me know if I can sleep over. Thanks for jumping in. TechMed, thank you. You're so generous. You got your super chats. Again, they're not necessary. I will answer all these questions, super chat or not, but thank you. It's very, very kind of you. Rick was saying that he was a little tired, and I had a sore arm as well. Okay, so TechMed, things are starting to open. Okay. So when the incidences are below 100 or 50, things begin. Okay, excellent. Yeah, Shark Up, the X900H to me was an excellent panel. Unfortunately, it got caught up in that whole HDMI 2.1 fiasco, but still, people have to remember that it was the value of the 900H that made it so valuable. Was just its value. And then I think, that year too, having the 950H not have HDMI 2.1 put them both in a weird spot. It's the same thing with the Sony A8H. It was put in this compromised position of having the A9G breathing on its neck and then not having HDMI 2.1 and also not having a 77-inch that people kind of ignored it. But the 900H is excellent. Enjoy it every single day. David, how are you? And guys, I'm going to tell you as I shift before my freeze up again. I'm going to tell you as a friend, whenever you buy anything TV-wise, my advice to you as a friend, if we were hanging out together, and I can definitely say this, trust your eyes. So if you get something and you like it and you enjoy it, you buy something. That goes for every one of you guys that are part of my family. If you buy something, all I want you to do, if you love it, is tell me how much you love it. I don't care what it is. I don't care where you bought it. I don't care if it was BJ's, Costco, Target, doesn't matter. Tell me you love it. Puff out your chest. Tell me you love it and be proud of it. Don't let anybody in the comments or on any other channel tell you your display isn't good. And the problem with all the technology and all of the knowledge that we now have is we want to get that news out to you. But a lot of times it does taint what you're looking at. A lot of times you're saying to yourself, I really love this panel, but what I heard is it blurs a little bit. And next, you're right up against don't let anybody do that to you. Don't let another channel, don't let me, don't let anything. If you're happy, turn me off for a while. I'm not looking to hurt you. I want you to be happy with whatever you buy. So if you're happy with a TV, don't, like, if you put this way, if you're really happy with a TV, stop reading reviews on it, because you're looking for a little bit of affirmation, and trust yourself. The problem for all of us is really trusting ourselves and how we really feel about anything. There's days where we feel totally content. Hey, I'm good. It's great. And then you start to, get that fear of missing out. But that's the thing about the fear of missing out, is there's always fear of missing out and then buyer's remorse. So always think about the value. If you buy something and it's too expensive and you're having a hard time paying for it, then don't buy it. Don't stretch yourself too thin, because I'll give you an example. The best TV in the world right now, arguably, is the LG ZX. There was the Z9. They're about $30,000. I wouldn't buy that thing if I was wealthy. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I'm sure it still has some kind of banding. I'm sure it still has issues. My point is, buyer's remorse, fear of missing out, these are things that you have to try and control a little bit. And don't be like me. Enjoy content with what you have. So while you're eyeing their next panel, enjoy your games, enjoy your movies, but don't let any of us, any other channel out there, make you think you have a piece of garbage. Steve, I cannot stand that. So just enjoy what you have. Nope, Steve got his first shot. Awesome. You're welcome, Kelly. You're welcome, Paulo. Corn dogs. I identify as a fully vaccinated person. Good for you, my friend. And I don't have any judgment. I am a non-political person. I just want everybody to help each other. I don't care what people believe. Just believe with big hugs and we can't hug. That's the elbow thing, but just happiness and just being positive. It's just, there's too much toxicity out there, and you'll never see that here. The minute you see me getting toxic, I'll just shut the channel down. Chintuba, how is 120 gaming on the Xbox? It's excellent. It's just blurred real quick. I actually love it. I love 100. I'm going to do this in my my gaming video about the Series X and the PS5. I do love 120 frames per second on the Series X and on the LG, and also on the Sony X90J. But I'll tell you that when I change panels and I go down to 60 FPS, it still feels very responsive. I almost don't know the difference at times, but I will tell you that I'm happy the Xbox is doing this FPS boosts. I love that you're doing that. What I don't love is they're knocking the picture quality down so badly. Titanfall does not look good. Those EA games, I appreciate them at 120, but you don't need to cripple the image quality. Halo Master Chief Collection looks unbelievable at 120. So does Call of Duty. So I like 120, but don't take away all the reflections to do it. These consoles should be able to do it, because if they can't do 120 now, then they're already limiting themselves. So I do like it. But if you're somebody who doesn't have HDMI 2.1, I think you'll be very happy with 60 FPS. It's just so, and a lot of, for those of you that are in the chat, if you're not a PC gamer, a lot of you guys have played 30 FPS for a long time. The jump to 60 is awesome, and it's enough. The challenge is once you start to experience variable refresh rate and going back to being without it, it does feel a little jarring with variable refresh rate. But 60 FPS, you'll see that on games like Ghost of Tsushima. Going from 30 to 60 or Days Gone is a huge change. 60 to 120 isn't a huge jump, but once you experience it, it's kind of hard to go back to with variable refresh rate. Let's see. You're welcome, Paulo. Everyone's looking out. Full HD. What's up? So Full HD, I don't know if I've ever seen you on a live stream. I can't disagree with you. If you saw both, I find the 9DJ better. Then it's your eyes, not mine. Full HD, I've never seen it in person. Sorry, guys. I lost connection in the last live stream, so I apologize. My wife's looking at me, straight knock me. I've never seen it, so I can't. I can just tell you what I think, and I think the N90J is the best OLED so far having HDMI 2.1 and being large, especially when I see the 83 inch, I'm going to lose my mind. David, I heard for eARC to work with the 4K 120 on a Sony TV is that the PS5 would have to be set to PCM. I wish I could try that out for you. Unfortunately, my Atmos whole setup is not even connected. So if anyone in the comments can help David out with that, I would really appreciate it. Brent, what's going on? Brent plays Madden. Brent is a good friend of the family. I've known Brent since he was a little kid. Follow Brent if you like Madden. He does live streams. He has a channel himself. Brent, love the family. Tell everybody I said hello, my friend. Zeta Nix, what do you think about the new Yamaha receivers with HDMI 2.1? I liked Yamaha many years ago. I'm sure they're still fine. From what I understand, the new Yamaha receivers do not have the problems that the others have had with the chip. I know that I still have to get my free HDMI kind of splitter that comes with the Denon. I think they're fine. I like their products. But I need to get that. It's actually offered by Denon and Marantz, I believe, that you can, if you have one of the old receivers, Jesus, I have the 6700H Atmos. They're sending me a little box that has HDMI 2.1 pass through. So that's their workaround. They're not changing it. They're not actually releasing new models with new chips. They're just leaving it like that. So it really kind of shows you how audio is. Like, oh, sorry, here's free workaround. Let's see. So, yeah, Steve, that's what I was just saying. Oh, my brother, I have been told that the LG OLED BX sucks, and I made the wrong choice. That's my point. So, clearly, honey, Adam is calling. Clearly, if someone tells you your panel sucks, I would say do it face-to-face and let me know how it sucks. Tell me why it sucks. Nothing sucks. And, you know, I've been in those stores a million times, and the BX and that panel looks phenomenal. So don't let anybody tell you that that panel sucks. I promise you, who says that panel sucks doesn't have an OLED. And they're just out there throwing bombs. And again, you got the keyboard warriors and all these people talking smack in the comments. All they want to do is hurt. And I won't do that. And I spent most of my time on this channel bouncing in the comments. Steve knows. Adam was calling, honey. I don't know what he called me a couple times. Fighting in the comments, I won't do anymore. I won't battle with people anymore in regards to that. Hold on one second. So I won't do that anymore. I don't think you should either. So if you're, especially in my community, I don't want any fights in the playground. I don't care how they start. Some people will jump on toxic people to defend me. Don't do that. Don't even bother, because eventually I'll just move them out. Not because I'm afraid of what they'll say. I don't mind them coming after me. I just don't want people doing what we're talking about with Steve. I can't control what happens on other channels. I do control what happens on this one when I'm in the comments. I love arguments. I love discussion. I love people disagreeing and figuring it out. But telling someone their thing sucks when they're usually home without a TV, I think, you know, Steve, trust your eyes. You know what you're looking at. You've been happy with it. Don't let anybody change that. Don't let anybody tell you that what you have sucks. I'm sure they'd be very happy to have it. Shane, hugs unless you're a Steelers fan. I am a Giant fan. Peanut Brooks, in your opinion, what was the first great flat panel screen produced? That's a great question. And I'm actually going to do this video with Robert because he's had, you know, the Curo Elites. For me, I think I'm going to get the name wrong. I think it was the Philips. It was a Philips. It was kind of coming out the same time as the Sony Trinitron. It was a gray screen. That Philips I thought was the best HD TV at the time. I don't think it was that SD. I think it was HD. I thought that was the Philips, but probably the Curo Elite. Hi, James. How are you? Stacy just said that is true. Every TV has its flaws. Yes. And this is where we talk about toxicity. People will say, this sucks, that sucks, this is terrible. And then all of a sudden you'll see them say that this is amazing, that's amazing, it's perfect. That's not true either. None of them are. Not a single one. I've been around the Z9G, the Z9 TVs that cost a crazy amount of money. And yes, they are amazing, but they do have their flaws as well. If they're built by anyone, they're going to have their flaws. So just don't get involved in it. YouTube can be a very toxic environment, and many times it'll make you want to change your thought. And as I mentioned, if you buy TV, let's just use Steve as an example. Steve knows technology. He had a Sony 900E. He was not a fan of OLEDs for many, many years. Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, but we had many conversations about OLEDs. A lot of people out there hated OLEDs. Many videos, they hate OLEDs. They're terrible. They do this, they do that. Got one, really, really enjoys it. Trust your eyes. You know what you like. Don't let anyone ever change that on this channel or community. And my dog just walked by. See that? It's like friggin' Noah's Ark over here. Don't let anybody change how you feel about your panel. And don't let anybody say, this is better than that. Because the thing is, they might have spent more money. And here's another thing about TVs, I'll tell you. Buying something for bragging rights, don't get caught up in that either. Because at the end of it, you're the guy or girl with a really expensive TV and nobody cares. This is my dog again. Nobody cares. So if you're buying something, you buy because you love it, you want it. But if you're looking for affirmation, that's how, like with PC gamers, me being one, there's always that affirmation. Hey, I have a 2080, 2090, 3080, 3090. Then the next year, they're like, ooh, that one's, just don't even get caught up in it. Just get what you want to get, know what you want to get. And I'm here to always help. And so is the community. Let's see. To get my tangents. Mark Walker, my wife and family will be thrilled when I buy our next TV. So they are not subjected to watching all the TV reviewers. I do appreciate, yeah. Thank you, Mark. I wish I could do more comparisons. I actually, as I mentioned, FOMO, Jennifer, they're helping me figure out a camera that I can buy. I use my phone now. I have the Galaxy Note 10. It's excellent. It won't do HDR pass-through on YouTube anymore, and I just haven't had the time to really dedicate. I edit, but it's just all about time. I'd rather spend time talking to you guys than making a really, flashy, clean video. There's a cat now. What else we got? To spend all this time making the videos really clean and put the all the music and stuff. I'm not going to do that. You're going to just see me be me. And I'll get a nicer camera because I can't show up at like 4K shootouts with a phone, which I'll be in the fall, and I'll be covering that extensively. Shark Gomp, sorry, I am very happy with what I purchased and I got it from Amazon. My first TV, regret it all. First TV for Amazon. Not sure what you mean there, my friend. You're going to see a cat crawl up on my shoulder in a second. What's up? Yeah, Jason. I mean, sound quality is important too. But I think what's interesting too is being somebody who has a receiver and speakers, and I think that sound bars have gotten to this crazy level, especially matrixing Atmos. And there's plenty of times where I thought about, look, a sound bar is great, but yeah, if you can get sound and visual, but there are a lot of people, Jason, that find that same sound in a headset. I mean, I have the new Sony Xbox headset and the PS5 cat. Hey, ladies. The cat's up on the thing eating. You guys getting all the uncut family dynamic. D. Yeah. There's my dog walking in the frame. Meow. Save the cat, please. Thank you. Yeah, sound is important, but again, never any judgment. What you have is I had those mini systems back in the day, and here I am. All right. How far behind I am again in the comments. But let's talk. Tech Mad, good night. Thank you so much. Let's see. Let me go back. Who did I miss? James, does anybody have issues with their 65-inch Sony AAH? I think it's a great panel. I thought it was amazing. Thank you, Brent. Cheech, the X90J is an LED. Yes. And I think you're referring where I chose the X90J over the CX, yes, I would choose a larger LED over a smaller OLED, or vice versa. D, cat again, honey. Damon, what's up, man? The 83 A90J will be stupid. The 55 blew me away. See, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get tan from it. So I'm actually a little nervous to see the A90J at that size because I know I'm gonna want it. And I'm very happy with LG's settings, and I love the HDMI 2.1 and all that. But if the A90J really, really impresses me the way I think it's going to, that'll be the next panel. Corn Dog, oh, missed you. Corn Dog, I've been playing Cyberpunk on the base Xbox. Are you really? What do you say, honey? Is it good? Okay. All good? Okay. I've been playing Cyberpunk on the base Xbox One, which is like 15 FPS, 60 frames is going to... Yeah, I'm telling you right now, the funniest videos on YouTube are Cyberpunk ones. The issue I have with Cyberpunk, honestly, is not even the graphics. It's just the game. I want to be able to fly in the future. Are we good, D, or no? Yes. Okay. I want to be able to fly. I want to be able to... The game's just... Witcher 3 was so good. They should have released that yet. But yeah, 15 FPS. AJWTF. What do you think of Henry Cavill being... Oh my God, is he really going to be Highlander? What do I think of that? Honestly, I like Henry Cavill. I thought he was a really good Superman. I don't love... It's a really hot microphone. I don't love when these actors play like several different characters in all these different universes. He has no business playing Connor McLeod. No business. To me, they should not reboot Highlander. If you want to make another Immortal and do a series, that would be great. But to me, the Kurgan, which you see as my profile pick, is my favorite bad guy of all time. You know, better to burn out than to fade away. You know, he's one of my very, very... What? Some wife's looking at me, sees a judgment. Happy Halloween, ladies. I love that character. Don't reboot it. And, you know, AJ, here's the thing. Stop rebooting things. Don't reboot anything else. How about some new ideas? I remember seeing Highlander. My dad took me to see that when I was a kid. There were so many inappropriate films. You're like, wow, that guy got decapitated. They don't redo it. Let's just come up with an original IP. Come up with something new. Don't redo it. There's no reason to redo anything. Just leave it alone. But yes, I'm going to say no. He said, sorry, I'm still dealing with my plumber who's telling me how much things are going to cost. So my next TV might be a monitor. All right. Yeah, Steve. Yeah, I knew it was you, bro. We were talking about it. Yeah, I did not know. Don't reboot Highlander. Oh, it's just it's like a tribal devil thing. That's where I got shot. It was actually off the if you remember the Eagles album, it was like a hell frozen over thing. I had something similar to that. Tattoos when I was young. I'm not young anymore. I like Cavill. I do. I thought he would have been... I just wish they kept him as Superman. I liked him in Man of Steel. Shane, were Giant fans glad to see OBJ leave? I was not. Shane, I am not a fan of toxicity. So to me, you're toxic. Bye. I think teams behave better. You know, you're going to have your diva receivers. You're going to have that. I just don't like toxicity. I don't like... I want to see more of a team atmosphere, which is why you saw the Buccaneers and, Brady go in there and just bring everybody together like a family and they win. Or the way Patrick Mahomes carries himself, the way the best players and they carry themselves like a family. And you treat people with respect. on every part of the team, the coaches, everybody. Your team's going to be fine. To me, the worst thing that happened to Odell Beckham was making that one-handed catch. It all of a sudden turned him into a superstar, and then he just, it's a sideshow after that. And he's hurt all the time. So I'm happy as a Giants fan that he's gone. Joe Woody, what's going on? Joe, you missed the first live stream where my thing totally froze up. I was like, that. So what's up, my friend? Like example, remix. I'm a Transformers fan through and through. And I thought those new movies were awful. I thought the first one was okay. But you had this whole like the Transformers movie in 1984. I saw that in the movies as a kid. That's fine. You didn't need to do anything else with it. Let's see. And that's my point. So Justin brings up a good point. Brian, is the subject of the Highlander, David Bautista was cast as the Kurgan. I like him. He's great, but he's already been in these other films as another character. He is not. The Kurgan is like 6'5". I don't know how tall Bautista is. He just doesn't have that presence, and not everybody has to be jacked and ripped. He just was this towering, menacing character. And that's why it was the guy from was it Chris Pratt? All of a sudden he was in everything. Jurassic Park, stop. Just find somebody else. Find somebody else. I like him though, but I don't want to see The Rock as the bad guy in Shazam. No desire to see that turn into a Rock movie. I mean, no desire at all. The Rock is fine. I loved him in what was the Rundown? He was great, but now he's in everything. Fast and the Furious. He's in this. He's in that. Stay away. Just go do something else. But I want to see other people. Let other people come up. Stay out of franchises. Well, you gonna be in a Star Wars? Are you gonna be a new Jaws? I mean, what are we gonna do? I don't want to see the same guys in every freaking. I'm gonna be in Wonder Woman. I'm gonna be in Star Trek. I'm gonna. See, now you got me mad. I'm talking about toxicity. James, Cowboys fan here. You guys had a lot of success back in the day. Glad to see you too, Joe. See how far back I get now. Let's go back. Plumbers aren't cheap. They aren't, James, especially when they're digging up your floor and they shoot a pipe through a pipe into another pipe. So I didn't get a chance to glance at the total, but it's, my next TV might be this Surface Pro. That's what insurance is for, guys. And again, everybody's healthy, so I keep a smile going on. James, to me, the AAH is gorgeous. I would just say that if you're thinking about the AAH, keep your eye on the 80J. Just because these panels are getting so close in price, they're going to bump into each other. So if you time it right, you might get the AAH at a really good price, or, you might be able to get the A80J as they're kind of fluxing. Jason, he was the man. Especially the Kurgan in his armor. Oh my God. So you could do podcasts talking about this all day. Jane Mac, my surname is McLeod and I live in the Scottish Highlands. Oh, there you go. I have a little Scottish in me too. I am actually Irish Italian. I have a little bit of German in me and a little bit of Scottish as well. I know I don't look it. Don't look like anything, as a matter of fact. The Italians don't even like me. Let's see. Mark Walker, question. I have a Sonos Arc that is supposed to do Atmos. That's tough. I don't really know the difference between the two of them, which one is better at passing audio. I've heard some issues with Sony panels. I would go with LG just because they've been doing Atmos more fluently, I guess. I don't know. I would probably go LG in that. I know better to burn out than to fade away. Let's see. If I miss you, just redo your question at the bottom. And again, if you guys are new to the chat and you want to do a super chat, that's not what you need to do to get me to answer your question. It's just a matter of me going through. They're not necessary. It's very kind of you and I appreciate it, but it's not necessary. Corey, what's up? Corey Melvin. Oh man, I'm late too. You're not late, my friend. I was late to my own live stream, and then I lost my own live stream mid, and I glitched out and everybody else's internet. And I was watching YouTube on another thing, and I couldn't even watch myself. So good to see you, Corey. Hope everything is well, my friend. Joe, classic Megatron, G1 Megatron. I'll share something with you guys that are Transformers fans. So Megatron was my favorite character in Transformers, probably Megatron, Starscream, and Devastator, G1 Devastator. And to watch Transformers, the movie, as a kid in the theater, first of all, watching everybody die, I was like, whoa, there goes, Brawn, Prowl, they all got shot. But, Megatron's voice, Frank Welker's voice, and his voice acting in Transformers the movie was still some of the best I've ever heard. Just when he's in the ship and he's like, "You're an idiot, Starscream." And then when Ironhide grabs his leg and he goes like, "No," he's like, "Such heroic nonsense." And I don't belong to no. Capture that in a movie. That's Frank Welker. He's done like Fred from Scooby-Doo. You can't capture that in a movie? You have to grab the guy from Matrix to be Megatron? Come on. I'm not even drinking one little thing. Okay. Yeah, Damon. Best Buys are hit or miss. And all I can say is if they're giving you a hard time about returning something, just escalate it as high as you can and then go corporate if you have to, especially if you're within a return window or you're just out of it. If you're 3 months and you're elite member, you should be okay, but just escalate it. Go up the ladder, ask for the manager, then ask for the other manager, find the guy or girl's name on the wall, call them, and then call corporate, and you'll be fine. They will blackball you. They will, I was on that list too for returning TVs. And I actually just had a bunch of defective ones. I was buying the same one over. I was like, what the hell? Why I'm not returning TVs to buy different ones? Trying to have a good weekend, my friend. Joe Woody, am I the only one here that can't wait to watch? And when is Army of the Dead? Is that, I saw reviews on it. Is that releasing on Netflix now? Brian, are you planning to do a DNA test to share results with fans? I think I just gave it to you. I don't think anybody cares what nationality I am, but no, I don't plan on doing that. Kung Fu Kenny, in his A90J review HD TV test, Vincent, as we all know, said there are post-duration issues with 4K 120 and HDR. Are you concerned about this at all? Only thing holding me back from the A80J. Am I concerned with it? I would say if you're seeing post-duration issues on an A90J, you're probably going to see them on the A80J as well. I want to say I was one of the first people to talk about this hexagon issue with the LG. Those guys didn't even see that when they first started reviewing them. I would say they're probably going to work it out in a firmware update. I would wait. On the posterization, how bad is it really? It's but it doesn't really concern me. I think that they would sort that out. Because as I mentioned before, with my 77-inch CX, there was all kinds of problems with, lifted blacks, moving blacks, all kinds of problems. Yeah, demo tonight, Joe. Enjoy it. So it must be available now. Am I the only one that doesn't know it's not available? Shows you how much time I have. Corey, A80J TV of the year budget considered. Yeah, it's. I will tell you. So the A80J, when I walked in the room at Roberts, I was shocked. I was like, damn, wow, okay. So if you look at my video of the A80J, me walking, that's how I walked into the store, watching them watch it. So I already accused them of calibrating it. I'm like, calibrate that already? And they said, no, that was out of the box. So I was extremely impressed with it. I know there's been videos on, people disliking it or whatever, or it doesn't look good. It looks bland. I thought it was shockingly bright. If you told me that it was the A90J, I would have thought that it was. And I had an A90J next to me. The problem with when I'm at Value Electronics filming is getting everything to sync up, because I am using Wi-Fi, I am using YouTube. So going forward, what Robert and I are going to do is hook up to Panasonic, their highest end players, and just play demo discs through them, or you use USB sticks and get things looking synced up, because it's just arduous to try and get one sync to the other. And I'm putting my YouTube account. So if you end up with a TV from Value Electronics and my YouTube is signed in, just do me a favor and sign out. Because chances are I've used your TV during a break-in period. There can be only one. I love that Queen song too. Give me the prize. And that's in that scene in the beginning too, when he's got the tape. He's like, the body, and he goes like, I know his name. Justin, I hate those movies. And I never say I hate much. You won't hear the word hate much. The Michael Bay films, I was okay with the first one to a degree. I didn't like, what's his name? Megan Fox, pretty. That's great. I don't care about that. I wanted to see the same characters we just talked about. I want to see them have their personality. Remember the bios on Transformers? I don't give a crap about what the hell's the name? Shia LaBeouf? I don't care about his dad and his mom and the comedy and then all these different mainstream acts. Just show me the robots. Just show me that. I don't care about that stuff. So no, I was not a fan of those movies. And then the whole like spinning around fighting stuff, no thanks. Especially when the second film, when I heard Devastator was going to be in it, I was like, wow, that's the final boss. And they had him like, his balls are banging together and he was like a dog, the vacuum cleaner. I'm like, what the hell am I watching? Go ahead, Corey. Have a cocktail, my friend. Yeah, it was 86, Rick. You're right. Yeah, Patrick Devastator. Oh, my God. He was incredible. Prepare for. Good question. Spillage Village, Whisperstatus. What advice should I give to someone who is purchasing their first OLED and has a history of LCDs? I would just say and there's plenty of other OLEDs I have friends that have, and I do monitor them, and I do have a burn-in video up here that I'm going to release. Is just to mix up your content. Burn-in still happens. It still can happen. Mix up your content, and then after long gaming sessions, literally run some beautiful demos, 5 or 6 of them, let them run. And I do that every night. After I game, I literally, am I shutting off my stuff? I go right to YouTube. I go right to my playlist, which I'll do a video on my playlist, the demos that I like, and I just run them for a few minutes, and that's it. I've had no issues. I've had no image retention. So I would just say vary your content is what I would do, Spillage Village. Joe Woody, thank you so much. Super chats, very, very sweet of you, very generous. They're not necessary, but I do appreciate the love. I really do. But that's, I appreciate you just saying hi. Thank you so much. That's so generous of you. Yeah, Rick. And then, Starscream, just like, what's funny too? I'm going to go Transformers again. I remember being in the theater with my girlfriend at the time, and I was like Starscream and Megatron. I was like, oh, here we go. They're going to have this. And there was this like, and what about Shockwave? Like Shockwave, being in this, Shockwave being in it. If you remember the comic book where Shockwave overthrows Megatron and he picks him up and he blasts him. And in the comic book, when they, there is a great, I'm going to find it for you right now. The best, this is for you too, Rick, for the best Transformers picture of all time was a comic that I bought as a kid. Hold on, give me 1 second. It was, it's still the most haunting image ever. And I bet you Rick already knows what I'm going to put up here. But Shockwave as a character was unbelievable. And there was more feeling in this image then there was, you guys see that? It says Shockwave all dead. And it was literally the comic at the time. The comic at the time actually had, lost it. The comic at the time actually had where the Decepticons, and he literally killed them all. The Decepticons and Autobots were fighting. They were low on fuel, and Shockwave flies down and blows them all up, decapitates Optimus Prime. And in the comics, seeing them all hanging upside down, I remember as a kid being like, I was just so. But Shockwave being more powerful than Megatron, as Megatron was compromised. So Megatron is his slave. He's literally hung up. And when he finally gets free, he goes after Shockwave. And it's just one of the best scenes in comics where he goes, Shockwave, you're relieved of command. And he just blasts him. And he literally lands in a town. And Megatron, unfortunately, was not full power and gets beat. And I remember it broke my heart. But listen to what I'm saying. Like, that emotion. I'm describing that. You can't capture the emotion I've just given you in that one scene. Megatron wasn't full power yet and gets beat. In that movie now, they'd make like a joke of it and they would make him, I don't know. It makes me very much dislike films now. And being a huge Godzilla fan, it's just silly now. David, I hate to echo what other people are saying. As far as C1 versus A80, if you're a gamer, C1 is a no-brainer. If you're just movies and streaming, A80J is a no-brainer. It really kind of becomes that simple because, and also know with the C1, I know we haven't discussed what FOMO and his video about the C1 being the G1 and the Evo. Let's let that shake out a little bit first. But the C1, like the LG CX and even the C9, isn't what it will be until they're done updating it. They're done updating it. The 80J is amazing right now, David. Out of the box, the A80J looks better. Back to what I said about the Transformers thing real quick. Frank Welker's performance as Megatron. And then I'll get off the Transformers thing. His performance when he falls, when he's like, I've waited an eternity for this. And he falls and he's literally like, bzzz, and then Starscream kicks him. And he's like, don't leave me, Soundwave. I remember being like, oh my God. When his voice turned into Leonard Nimoy's, I was like, no. I'm like, what the hell and you know what's funny? Let's talk about that for 1 second. Why? Why would you have Leonard Nimoy be Galvatron? It's the same thing as you're seeing in movies today. He was a name. Now, look, I love Leonard Nimoy. Don't get me wrong. I love him in Columbo. Forget about Spock. But it shows you why. You don't choose the best person. You're choosing name recognition. And I know I'm all over the map, but God, man, like, you should let Frank still do that. Galvatron. He's like, I'm Galvatron. It was bizarre. Still great, though. And yes, he was Galvatron. All right, let's get back to the comments. Yeah, Corey, if you can fix it, man. Again, Joe, thank you so much. Yeah, the R635 was a great panel. I enjoyed it for Mini LED. Again, when you're looking at TCL and those brands, keep in mind you're getting flagship quality with Mini LED flagship quality for good value. Franchise 254, what is up? How are you, my friend? Nice, J-Mac. What's up, Lonnie? How you doing? Did I decide to get the Samsung QN90A? I have not made my decision yet, Lonnie. We'll see, because I'll see the 85-inch QN90A compared to the other A90J. But my only thing, I will tell you this, Lonnie, if I could guarantee that I'd get a clean panel, I might get that. But I'm really struggling with Samsung's quality control right now, especially with screen uniformity. Absolutely, Beth. MP3, yeah. I thought that the Bumblebee movie was better. Again, having for me, it's having the pretty actors and all these. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think you even need the humans in it. I know Godzilla. Look, Godzilla films always had the annoying characters in it, but you know they put 11 in there, and I thought the characters are unwatchable. This latest Godzilla film, I mean, I was rolling my eyes so bad I was giving myself a concussion. Like they're in the center of the earth, and Godzilla literally blows like fire into the ground, and you can see him. He jumps up like, "Hey, I'm coming upstairs." He has like an axe, and I'm like, "What the hell am I watching?" It was entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but like having all these other actors in it's not necessary. Justin, I don't remember if Megatron lost his memory. He might have, because I know he enslaved him. Corey, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. I mean, I would go Costco if you can. The challenge with Costco is they don't carry many. Corey, they don't carry a lot of high end models. You go on the website; they have much more to offer, but they don't offer a lot. But Costco definitely is much better with returns. It's 90 days, and they'll even go beyond that. So I go Costco if you can. Best Buy is still doing their thing. It's just Best Buy has been more allergic to returns because people habitually return TVs there, and Best Buy sells really very little else. Some appliance, Costco sells everything, so they don't care if a TV gets returned. I've returned TVs there. Well, one, my P series, and they're like, "Does it work?" I'm like, "No, it doesn't." Okay, that was it. But I bought a lot of stuff there too. Yeah, Joe, the Dinobots. Oh my god, you guys are on camera. Oh, the Constructicons. Yeah, but think about the accents that those characters had. They were phenomenal. No one would follow an uncharismatic boy like you. Like they had acts, like they talked classy. Yeah, War Sarchan was very good as well. Sorry, what's whistled in your ear? Yeah, Jay. Yeah, BJ's. I mean, if you can get something there, again, they have a good. But BJ's, I don't know if it has as good a return situation as Costco. They might. Yeah. Oh my God. Exactly. Rumble and Frenzy. First, you crack the shell, but even those, like they all had such different. They all had such different. All right, for Transformer fans, I'm gonna put this out here right now. What was your first Transformer toy? First one, whatever one you opened first that day. That's the one I want to hear. Absolutely, Jason. The music was good in that, man. Thank you, James. Damas, you're right. Absolutely, it's just way too much to do like that. They would never. Yeah, you bring up a good point that I think they spend so much time on effects that they don't really have. They can't show that the whole film, but it's you can still do it with dialogue. You can spend all the money on effects and just make my family like walk around. You could have more time for like effects and things of that nature, but then all you need is some story. It doesn't have to be everything doesn't have to be effect laden. You can have a good story. Little Poland Spring over here in the corner. And the Optimus too, doing the flip, man, in the beginning. Oh my God. Why throw away your life so recklessly? Amanda. Hey, Amanda. How are you? I think this is Amanda's first time being on a live stream. Amanda, good to see you. Hey, I've been enjoying your channel and appreciate your perspective. I heard the 95J is supposed to have. Ooh, I did not hear that. If it has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, that would be amazing. I have not heard that. I can't say that it does, but I'm very excited for it. But I have not heard that. I'll try and confirm that for you, Amanda, and I'll put it in the video. No, Costco just has more value, and Costco has less in store, Corey, than other Best Buy has more higher end. Costco actually had a lot of, not a lot, but they used to have at least the Quantum XP series. They don't carry those in store anymore, at least on my area. They have the 900H in store, the Q80T from last year, and the CX they have as well. Oh, thanks, Patrick. Yeah, I don't get any love for the video reviews because they're nonsensical. I'll talk for an hour, clearly. It's getting noisy here. I have dogs outside. But thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the review. I'm very passionate about movies. Let's see. Joe Woody, the Yamaha TSR 700 is amazing for the money. Awesome, Joe. Check out Joe for the audio. Brian T, have I ever used wireless speakers like the Enclave Pro? I have not used any of those. Have you guys had any experience with wireless speakers? I had some, sound bars. I have a Samsung sound bar, the wireless sub. It works fine. The problem is my home theater, the room would either be too big and they disconnect. But if you guys have any experience, help them out with that. That'd be great. Definitely Frank Starscream, man. Megatron, is that you? I don't do very good imitations. So, Trevor, that's, again, a great question. That's a little bit of a stretch. So Trevor's question was, would you rather have a 65-inch X90J for a similar amount of the 75-inch 900H? I still think the 990J is more expensive than a 75-inch 900H. That's a tough switch, but I still would go 75. I mean, having 75-inch panels myself, I love the size. And the 90J is, to me, the best TV so far by quite a bit. I would still go larger. You're welcome, Amanda. And look, if you can go 85-inch 900H, to me, the 85-inch is very, very impressive. James, 55. Yeah, and look, if you can't fit the TV, that's all you can do. Let's see. James, order my 77-inch 80J from Value Electronics. Thank you. Can you speak? I wish I could, James, because my panels, my Atmos isn't even connected. My receiver's literally in storage. I can ask Robert for you. I hope that you told Robert that I sent you. But congratulations on you're going to love it. Corey, I'm just glad that my microphone is not on. Your background noise is quiet compared to my house. Yeah. My family does not like when I do live streams because obviously due to, I have internet all over the house. I have other routers upstairs. I have, great service. I just lost it. But when I'm upstairs at times, it can drop off. My house is pretty tall. Walls are real thick. So I end up being in around everybody. It is a Friday night. So, I do take time from them to hang out with you guys. But James, make sure you tell Robert that I said hi. James, what I noticed from the A80J, it seems the contrast is a lot better than the AAH. Plus, it doesn't have the red tint I saw on the AAH. I haven't noticed the AAH have a red tint. I know a lot of the panels this year have a pink tint. Is the contrast ratio? It's very hard to tell on OLEDs. I do believe the A80J is brighter. I think the A90J is very bright, but I do feel the A80J is brighter. So the contrast ratio, if it's brighter, yeah. But I'll tell you guys, having a CX and an AAH side by side, I personally don't ever feel they're dim. So I know people are very afraid. Sky. Is the music, guys? I'm on YouTube. You can't bump music. The copyright's brutal on YouTube. Having an OLED, I've never really sat there and was like, damn, I wish that was brighter. I've had dim LEDs and I wish they were brighter, but OLED's that contrast ratio. And I haven't really had a lot of ABL kick in to where it bothers me. I'm not real sensitive to it, so I never really feel like OLEDs are not bright enough. Oh, my pleasure, Patrick. Just think, if I keep doing this, I'll be like in a 1-bedroom apartment. And you guys will have me all the time. I know. Stop. Let's see. Joseph, U8, see the U8G versus the X90J. That's a tough call. Hisense it's very bright, but I haven't seen it myself. I have seen the X90J. I like the panel a lot, so I have to go X90J for now. But I've not seen a U8G myself, but it's more impressive spec wise. Will you make a Game of Thrones final review? I can't, because like I told you, I keep things positive. And if you want this live stream to go off the rails, we can talk about Game of Thrones. If you guys want to talk about it. Did anybody ever answer my question on which their first Transformer was? I will tell you, Game of Thrones for me was an incredible show. Loved the show. And then it just, it didn't just go kind of off a cliff. It took the cliff. Miner's Cat, how are you? All the best to you, my friend. I'm talking about, I was not a big fan of the new Star Wars films at all. So if you want me to be less positive, we can talk about those movies. And Game of Thrones to me was so bad. I canceled the 4K order I had. I canceled that. I can't watch the show at all. I was so disappointed. But I'm a story guy. I write myself. I'm all about dialogue. I'm all about the lyrics. I'm all about that. And horrible. The problem with House of Dragons, my friend, is you've already neutered the present. So when you're talking about, sequels, prequels, all that stuff, you've already made me not care about the Targaryens with what you've done with them. I already know where that story goes. So when that story goes there, I don't care about them anymore. And I'm all dragged out. As much as I love all that, I don't care about that. It was always about the story for me. So I probably won't watch the House Targaryen. I tell you, I don't care about it at all, because they had such an ability, and to me, it was the writer's fault, but they had such an ability to create such a compelling story. The politics of that show, the writing, the realistic fighting of that show. And then all of a sudden I loved, Battle of the Bastards. I loved all that. And the fighting got a little bit too Lord of the Rings and you can't be stopped. And that's not what that show was based on. That show was realistic. Armies needed food. They needed shelter. All of a sudden people are respawning. It was just, horrible. Then Jon Snow, and then it turned into like the chicks are all the heroes. And I just don't understand. Like, John, and the Night King, like, you didn't show me a prequel of the Night King. I don't care about that. The guy got killed by a 14-year-old girl. I don't care about the Night King anymore. Okay, I got some first Transformers here. Let's see. Patrick, your first Transformer was Omega Supreme? Patrick, really? That was your first Transformer? You got like the most expensive Transformer in the world was your first one? Was Omega? Wow, bravo. So you had the train and the track and the rocket and everything? Wow, very cool. Rick, Grimlock was your first one? You guys must be young, because Grimlock, I had Grimlock. That was your first, was Grimlock? Okay. My first was Mirage. First catalog, that first group of, was Mirage, and I think Cliff Jumper and Starscream was my first. Ooh. Yeah, I know Kung Fu Kenny. I know. Joe had Grimlock too. Yeah. Jaws 4K, awesome. Just know when you buy those older films, you're gonna have a strong grain structure. So just tone those settings down a little bit. You'll love it. It's a great. Great release. Apple TV. Probably is. It has the HDMI 2.1 as well. Oh, IRL had Grimlock as well, huh? You'll be very happy, James. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. I won't watch it. I mean, they'd have to literally just say the whole thing. Can't watch it. Yeah, I mean, like Jon Snow, you brought him back to life to have him like, dude, they put him in. Everybody was in jail, and then you have Jamie, who has this incredible arc, and then turns into like a douchebag that's like hooking up with his ex-girlfriend. Like that was what Jamie's arc was. All of a sudden, he turned back into a scumbag. I was like, come on, man, how stupid was that show? Once Tywin wasn't in that show anymore, it just fell apart. Cersei, like one of the best villains of all time, was like cowering, like being a mom, be a beast. And then, Daenerys, like really? Like that's how she goes out? You were pretty poor growing up? Yeah, me too. I had Mirage. Nobody had Mirage. Mirage was barely in the cartoon. Joe, 81. 81. Not 81 years old. You're not 81 years old. Megatron was, what's funny about Megatron? I remember him being like the coolest character, like a real gun, but like he couldn't stand up. I still have Optimus Prime somewhere. Oh, Costco has the 80J. Wow, that's great. Yeah, if you can get those from Costco, get them. Jetfire was awesome. The Jetfire then was basically like Robotech. David, take care. I don't know why you guys even watch these live streams. I'm nonsensical right now. I won't even let this one be a video. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm just reading what you're saying. David, thank you so much. Yeah, Joe, it's very good, Jaws. It's just I think a lot of people forget about grain structure in those films. All right, guys, we are on an hour and 11 minutes. We'll go for another like 10 minutes. Oh, TV shows that look amazing. Oh, I don't know. TV shows are hard. One of my favorite ones recently, Chernobyl. Loved it. As far as the way it looks, Brand of Brothers. That's a tough question. Let me think on it. Which look amazing. I don't know how well they would literally look. Biff, take care, my friend. Jetfire was the man. I don't think you need it, Kenny. I mean, the good thing about the OLED Geek Squad is they cover burn-in, but I don't think you need to do 5 years. I'd rather see you get a bigger TV than go with that. Let's see, I miss anybody? All right, guys, we'll do another 5 minutes, then we'll get out of here before my family kills me because they're yelling at each other back there. You guys doing this weekend anything good? My pleasure. Take care, guys. We'll sign out here in a minute. Wonder if I should consider an external streaming device. Yeah, I would. That's pretty cool, Patrick. I've seen the Optimus Prime thing transform. It's pretty awesome. J-Mac, take care. All right, guys, we're going to shut it down. Thank you so much for hanging out. I always have fun doing these. I know we don't talk much about anything particular. We were all over the map talking about movies. But I had a good time. Hope you guys had a good time. I miss you guys. I'll have more content coming soon. James, take care, bro. Corey, yeah, give it a shot. See, you might like the quality better, especially if you like the new Apple player. I mean, apparently, it's very good. But all right, guys, love you guys. Have a great night. Thank you as always. Don't judge me too much for how I am on live streams. I wish I could see you guys to actually talk to you. But have a great night. Take care. Love you guys. Be good. Bye.